Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Monday, February 8th, 2021. If you're just waking up and rolling out of bed and joining us now, I have some excellent news to bring you. Markets at all-time highs, Bitcoin at all-time highs. Bitcoin has seemingly exploded overnight, tapping the $45,000 level. Are you excited? Are you excited to hear the news? Have you checked your portfolio today? It is looking super good because the trend seems to extend into Ethereum and many of the other coins. Of course, to discuss all this today, we got two analysts with us, the usual two, of course. We've got Alex here. And we got Jason. Alex, let's hear from you first. Alex, how you doing this morning? How's your weekend?
I'm great. My weekend was very relaxing. Thank you.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. And we got Jason. Jason, how was your weekend? How was the Super Bowl?
Doing great. Super Bowl is great. You can't ever underestimate Tom Brady, of course. But looking at Bitcoin here, we did get into a little bit of a short on the 4-hour yesterday, but we got worked on that one.
Yeah.
What can we say? But at the same time, this is why we risk appropriately. Stopped out on that position, but the appreciation of Bitcoin that fast well made up for the USD value lost. We just lost a little bit of Bitcoin, but we're still sitting pretty. Would have been a terrible time to have been hedged, of course. So
right,
glad
definitely.
that we were not in that hedge anymore.
Yep.
But the 4-hour position was the right position for me, and we just blew well through it. I mean, you can't ever expect candles like this, but when Elon's putting his money where his mouth is, this is what happens.
Indeed. The news today is, if you haven't yet heard, if you've been sleeping under a rock overnight, well, Elon and Tesla announced that they've added in the month of January. This is according to an SEC file we're going to review in a minute. But yes, supposedly Tesla in the month of January acquired $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, including plans to accept Bitcoin as payment for Tesla products in the future. It's big news. It sent the markets rocketing upwards. And yeah, it's a great way to start a Monday, guys. And it's great to have everyone here.
It sent Bitcoin rocketing upwards. Alts tumbled a little bit on the news as people rushed into Bitcoin and dumped. Some people, I think, dumped their alts positions to hop into Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see that BTC pairings took a pounding.
Yeah.
I presume that to be the case, but according to Crypto Bubbles, we'll take a look at it right now. It seems, it's hella green across the board. I imagine the BTC pairs.
BTC pairs, yeah.
Yes, if I were to switch to BTC pairs, well, that tells a different story. But we do have some outliers here in the BTC territory. And let's see here. We got BitTorrent token up 35%. Avalanche.
I almost took a long on that for the group.
Something going on. A huge spike in BitTorrent token.
Mm-hmm.
I see eGold, which is Elrond, and Avalanche also up about 30% respectively.
Avalanche, we did take profit 3 on, close that out yesterday.
Oh, no kidding. 3 TPs swept right here at CC on the Avalanche signal from Alex. Nicely done. I like to hear that. Beyond that, I do see Luna, Matic, Solana, Digibyte, and RUNE all up as well against the BTC pairings. But if we look at the pure USD picture, guys, it does look still pretty green despite any pullbacks or exits people may have taken to catch the Bitcoin train. It is looking good out there. It is looking healthy out there. Yeah, shoutouts to Jason, who I think was like a week or so ago. You unhedged around 35. It seemed like that was pretty good idea. I'm glad we didn't get faked out on that one.
Yeah, because we would have had a couple more $1,000 of drawdown before it would have even kicked us out of the 60 hole. So that's why I was just kind of preemptively like, okay, if this thing does decide to do this, like Jericho off on us, which, I mean, look at today, what would you consider that? Like being stuck in that hedge. I mean, of course, hedges just you keep the same USD value, but I really don't want to lose my Bitcoin here. So,
come to think of it, now that you're talking about the time frame of when we were hedging and unhedging and stuff, the first Bitcoin pump off of like 30K to 34K was also an Elon tweet, wasn't it?
It was.
And then we kind of wandered up over the weekend. We started to turn down, and then boom, the Elon news comes out over early this morning that they'd be accepting some of the news stories said that they'd be accepting crypto, but the SEC filing is very specific. Another
Bitcoin.
server that I was on, they're accepting Bitcoin. So it's Bitcoin. It's just kind of interesting to me.
Indeed, it is. All right, let's get into the next segment, guys. We got lots to discuss today. We got a lot of markets to probably review. Let me start by getting into the poll. I'm gonna drop the poll link over here in the live chat. Check that out, guys. Navigate over to this poll we have up today. Let's see here. Today's poll is, now that Tesla has announced it will be accepting Bitcoin, will you still be buying a Lambo with your crypto gains, or will you now consider buying a Tesla? Any Tesla fans in the house? Any Lambo fans in the house? So what are your? Have you?
I would get a Tesla.
Has this latest development changed your crypto cash out plans come the moon? Of course, here's your answers. Here's the first response to the poll available. Yes, I still want a Lamborghini. If you're still got your sights set on the moon and owning an exotic automobile, well, maybe this first one's for you. The second response is no, I'm getting an EV. It's a Tesla, baby. If you're looking to get into a Tesla now more than ever, thanks to the Elon news and maybe being able to send Bitcoin directly to the Tesla address and claim your free Model 3. Well, maybe not free, but if you claim your claim your Tesla, yeah, you send 1 BTC, we send 10 BTC back with the Tesla attached. But yes, if you're looking to get a Tesla after this great news, or if you're just more interested in electric cars than ever before, the second one's for you. Finally, for the no luck crowd in the chat, this one's also for you. I'm all in on XRP, and best I can afford is a 97 Toyota Corolla. So yes,
quality car.
If you're one of the unfortunate ones and you've been stacking XRP this entire last few years, this entire season, unfortunately you may not be doing so great. You might be a little disappointed you did not pick up one of the breakout alts of the year. This one's for you. I'm going to drop my vote in here. I still want a Lambo, but the Teslas are solid vehicles.
They are. We rented one when we were doing the San Francisco Blockchain Week. I got to tell you guys, Ben was in love with that car. And, Ben is normally like a truck driver, and he's got a motorcycle and stuff like that. But the moment he got in there, he's like, oh my God, this thing is so great. And, the autopilot was really amazing, of course.
Turned into a real ex machina situation where he was about to make love to it.
I wouldn't go that far, but I will say that Ben liked the car a lot, enough that we didn't use the autopilot very much because he was busy driving it.
Yeah,
so,
I like them a lot too. Autopilot is solid on those. Yes, they have some quality control issues, but I imagine they will eventually really get the cars dialed in, their manufacturing process dialed in, like the bigger manufacturers. With that said, I'm going to place my vote right now. I am thinking of getting a Tesla, actually, so I'm clicking the second option here. I see 67% of people have already responded. I'm just going to quickly refresh to see if we got 33 votes. Okay, 70% of respondents are getting Tesla, 12% are going Lambo, and 18% of respondents so far are saying they're going to stick to their 97 Corolla. It's a dependable vehicle. It may be the wisest investment you make.
It's new to them.
Yes, that's one way of looking at it. And of course, guys, hit the like button if you can of the poll, if you do like what we do here. And if you want
an XRP Army member with a sense of humor, be sure to like and subscribe despite our poll. Thank you.
Yes, precisely. Yep. We don't mean to dunk on the XRP guys. We're just joking here. Yes, we kind of do. It is a shtick. It's a shtick here at CC, guys. But no, we nothing personal to the XRP guys. We got to have a laugh every now and then. Unfortunately, it's usually at the expense of Ripple holders. With that said, if you want to put the poll over the top, be sure to leave a comment. In fact, if you did answer yes, you want a Tesla, just let us know. If you're going to get a Tesla, which one are you thinking of getting? A Model 3, a Model S, a Model X, Model Y, maybe even the upcoming supercar, the Roadster, the Tesla Roadster.
What about the truck?
Oh, and the Cybertruck. How did I forget about the Cybertruck? Right. Yes, maybe you want a Cybertruck. Do let us know. in the comments below. Finally, I'm just going to revisit Saturday's poll because I feel like I was onto something here with this one. This one, of course, being Bitcoin just broke through $40,000 again for the first time in weeks. Will we set a new all-time high this weekend, or will this rally fail in a spectacular fashion? So, as many of you remember, we kind of broke through 40K over the weekend. Things were looking bullish, so I asked our members, what will Bitcoin do from here? The first response, and it ended up being the leading response, was yes, Bitcoin is going to blow through 42,000 and set new all-time highs. 42% of respondents again responded to that way. Second response was no, it's a bull trap. 32% of people felt that this is a bull trap. We're not going to get much higher over 40. Finally, I see there's an Ethereum option here. If you thought ETH was going to hit 2,000 first. If you're a GME holder, you had this option here. And anybody who panic sold the 30K bottom a few weeks ago, well, I had this option here for you. Apparently 7% of people sold the 30K bottom. My condolences to you. We apparently have left you behind. So it seems like my Saturday poll was a bit prescient with the breakout that took place.
Our members have the wisdom of crowds. It just goes to show you how good our members are. They saw the future. They briefly pierced through the veil of time with their collective opinions and saw the future. Congratulations.
Well, technically they didn't because they were wrong.
Well, no, they said yes, Bitcoin's going to blow through 42.
Yeah, but over the weekend it hit technically on Monday, I think.
Listen, depending if we how we blur the line, the weekend lines.
Shut your mouth. Our members were right, sir. Sir.
I'm just fucking being a realist here, guys. I don't think they were right.
All right, listen. Speaking of our members, let's get right into the live chat. I'm gonna shout everyone out real quick. See who's in here today. I think we got good numbers right now. Let's take a look. We've got ANCAP Futures first through the door, dabbing on us as usual. Thank you for supporting us, ANCAP Futures. Of course, channel supporter status. GBU Professor Wally was soon after him, and S Hyatt also in there as well. We got Bird, we got Ron Legato, CryptoCat, Peckham08 saying he bought the ETH dip up yesterday. Very nice, added in to his ETH holdings. Theta went big on Saturday, and today is going to be a good day, says Peckham08. Very nice. Crypto Caveman is in here. Historic day in crypto space. Congrats to everyone, says Crypto Caveman. Tech Engine, Mr. Unicorn, another channel supporter. David Rice in here as always. Mikash Smith, Peckham08. I mentioned Jose Alves, another channel supporter. All right, Mr. Ether, of course, was in here. Shoutouts to Mr. Ether. We were watching UFC on Saturday in the Discord, so it was nice to see Mr. Ether and everybody else in there for UFC night here at CC. Finally, I'm gonna shout out the last few people. I'm gonna have to start. We got Daniel. We got Daniel, another channel supporting here. We got Tyler Dukacek in here, and let's see who else. Rolly Abad, ETH1, and ANCAP Futures I mentioned. Yorick is in here, another channel supporter. Thank you, Yorick, for joining us again today. We got JG, another channel supporter in here. Caprica, haven't seen Caprica in here in a while. Sajeev Kumar, Dark Rico, and B-Flow, and that's there's probably plenty more guys, but I noticed recently there's just so many people to shout out. I can't do them all anymore, so I do try and hit the regulars and the channel supporters up in the live chat. Thank you again, guys, for joining us this Monday on Breaking Bitcoin. All right, let's get into the news, guys, and then we'll get right into the analysis, into the markets. We'll see what that brings us. All right. Let's start with the Tesla story. Tesla reveals a $1.5 billion Bitcoin investment enables Bitcoin payments. So apparently Tesla disclosed a $1.5 billion Bitcoin investment made in January and enabled Bitcoin payments. In one of the most significant pieces of Bitcoin news of the year, Tesla has finally disclosed its Bitcoin investment worth $1.5 billion. An SEC filing revealed Tesla made the Bitcoin investment in January as part of their alternative reserve assets investment strategy. The EV manufacturer has invested in gold bullion and Bitcoin from the cash that is not required to maintain adequate operating liquidity. Indeed, this is all excess cash that they are pouring into, well, gold and Bitcoin as part of their corporate reserves. Of course, only last month, the SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk had inquired if Bitcoin could handle large volumes. This, of course, had Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy chiming in, saying, DM me, I will help you get that acquired. And indeed, it seems that they pulled the trigger on it over at Tesla. So this indeed is huge news today. This sparked, I guess, the big buying frenzy earlier this morning, and here we are now, guys. We're currently looking at a $42,000 Bitcoin. Where do we at? We're at 43,160 right now.
If they poured 1.5 billion in over the past month, then really the entire January pump from 30,000 to 40,000, perhaps with the exception of this morning, is basically probably all Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Like zero retail interest, and then Elon Musk buying up from 30 to 40.
It could very well have been.
Certainly appears to be.
Could have been that billion plus over from Tesla getting
that
deposited.
Spare billion he had laying around.
Yeah, Bitcoin, just $1 billion dropped into our ecosystem, pumping our bags. Thank you for helping avert the sub $30,000 disaster, Elon. I knew I could count on you. I told you guys, Elon's one of our guys. Did I not say it? I think I did. All right, let's get into the next news item really quick. This is the Ethereum improvement proposal number 1559. Apparently, the rollout is predicted to send Ethereum prices to the moon. I wasn't certain that this improvement proposal was actually going to go ahead with it. This was kind of controversial across the miners and the other guys in the space. Apparently this is getting the go-ahead. Not quite confirmed yet, but it does look positive, and it could very well boost the price. This article explains why. Ethereum experts have revealed that the implementation of the EIP 1559 will significantly boost the price of Ethereum, in addition to slashing the current crazy transaction fees on the #1 smart contract blockchain, according to Decrypt reports from the 7th yesterday. So, since its official launch by Vitalik and others in 2015, Ethereum has grown to become the leading blockchain. This we know. However, massive growth has brought challenges, including serious network congestion, exorbitant transaction fees, and more. So, indeed.
Transactions were awful this weekend. They were up over $100 at one point.
Yep, they were absurd. Oh, yeah. I'm glad to hear that this proposal is getting traction, even if it's not super popular with the miners. But apparently this is going to help.
What do they know? They're just kids.
Maybe, but yes. So according to this is described as an important piece of the puzzle in Ethereum's monetary policy. It aims to tackle the problem of skyrocketing fees, and by replacing the current first price auction fee model with a base fee system that is more predictable and cost efficient. What's more, another exciting aspect of this improvement proposal is the ability to significantly reduce Ethereum supply and create scarcity, thereby boosting the price of Ether as well as the scarcity or security of the network, excuse me. So what it is, I think, is now they want to start burning ETH, right? So I think some of the transaction fees are going to end up burning up ETH as this is a successful implementation of 1559 will enable the network to burn 1 to 4% of its current $186 billion market cap per year, effectively pumping up the price of Ether. One analyst describes it like a company that earns a profit and buys back its shares. The net effect is that the remaining shares increase in value because the supply is smaller. If you like Bitcoin's hard cap of 21 million tokens, you will love ETH's declining supply. Now, we can argue whether or not a deflationary Ethereum is better or worse for what they're trying to accomplish, but at the moment, it looks good for pumping the price. So, so despite serious resistance from Ethereum miners, this Ethereum proposal could get on the Ethereum mainnet before the end of February. That's really cool that we have something like this come into Ethereum, excuse me, by the end of the month. And maybe we'll do something for transaction fees, and heck, even pump our bags. Is this the long-term solution going forward? Is this not going to be without controversy? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Alex, you have some thoughts to add to this?
I would not consider myself well versed enough in a fundamental change in supply like that, like what it would do to a market. I definitely want to sit back and see. We did have a member, Blackbird, who came to me with a few thoughts on it. I'll tell you what, he did ask if I would discuss it with you guys. So tell you what, when the update goes live in February, it's definitely going to open the floodgates for people who've been basically trapped in their Uniswap and other decentralized shitcoin positions to finally sell at a reasonable gas price. Do you guys think that has a potential to pop the Uniswap bubble, or are people not even anywhere close to dropping those positions?
Oh man, that's a tough call, but no, I think
because Uniswap is obviously kind of in a bubble right now. I mean, the projects haven't changed that much, over the past few months.
I could see the case for indeed popping the DeFi bubble with this particular move, but I guess it remains to be seen. But do tell more.
Well, no, that's the thesis. Well, his thesis is that it would cause it to pop, and I'm just with you guys.
Well, lucky for me, I'm not heavy in the DeFi plays. I've got a few DeFi tokens in my portfolio, but I'm pretty heavy in Ethereum, so for me it would be a net positive if this would cause another big run on Ethereum. But maybe that's being shallow. Maybe that's just thinking as a shrewd investor, only in it for the profits. It's hard to say how this will affect the meta of Ethereum and the profitability for miners and everything else considered. I guess it's going to require maybe a little deeper dive, which we can't do that quite just now. But all interesting thoughts to consider and weigh on this Monday. All right, let's get into the final story really quick. Hopefully we didn't end that too abruptly. This one, something Alex brought to my attention. This is kind of interesting. This is just going to be pointing out, this might be a good warning to everyone. Are we in a Doge bubble? Well, this particular crypto Twitter user thinks so. Take a look at this, guys. Look at all the Doge references. We got Elon, all these Soldier Boy, Mia K, Kevin Jones, Gene Simmons I heard was repping Doge, and Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg. Wow.
You mean Snoop Doge?
Snoop Doge, yes, he changed his name apparently. Keemstar, yes. So when all of these second tier celebrities start repping Doge, is this not a signal to get out, guys? I'm not sure if I'm going to take my crypto advice from Soulja Boy. Then again, he's probably got more money than I do, so maybe I need to calm down before I start dragging Soulja Boy from here.
Into the mud.
Soulja Boy, tell him. All right, but yes, this article points out, or this crypto Twitter thread points out that yes, this might be a bubble, including, well, how about this to consider? 30% of the supplies held by one wallet. So there's one giant Doge whale out there holding up to 30% of the supply. I'm sure he whales such as these ones as well. The 50% of the supply held by top 20 wallets. So there's an established whales in this space, and these guys, I'm sure, are relishing this opportunity to unload their bags onto the heads of the Keemstars and the Soulja Boy fans of the world. So just a little warning, guys. And I saw a comment in the live chat just a second ago that kind of was an observation I also made. Let's see here. Caprica says, do you think Elon owns Doge, or maybe a distraction while he was buying Bitcoin? Yes, he was busy buying BTC.
There's a third option. He could have just gotten paid to talk about it. Or fourth option, someone came up to him at like a rich person garden party and be like, you know, it would be so funny to fuck with the masses. Oh, what's that? You got to tell me. Oh, here, let me tell you about Doge, okay? People totally rush into it. They'll do whatever you say, right? Yeah, they'll do whatever I say. Okay, cool. Just try it. Okay. Oh my God. All right. Look. Oh, look at it go. Oh my God.
Watch, guys. I'm gonna send a tweet.
I like to think that Elon is just too big to dabble in something like Doge, either to short it or to pump it. He's just here, I think, for the memes. I think he's just here for the memes.
Literally, he's pumped Doge. So it's not that we have to speculate. Like, would Elon Musk, he did the thing.
Yes, he did. But in terms of, does he have a position in it? Does he have a stake in it? Did he capitalize on it in either direction, either up or down?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that, you know, being a big corporate dude the way he is, I'm sure that this isn't something that his legal team or anybody would ever let him get away with. I think they've got, you know, maybe other ways to make income over there at Tesla. So I do think he's just one of our guys. He's a child of the internet. He is familiar with the way of the meme, the art, the internet art that is the meme warfare.
Tesla made its money by selling carbon tax credits.
Well, maybe you have something there, but as Crypto ETH7 in the live chat says, Soulja Boy is up on his crypto game. He's a savvy investor. Don't get it twisted. All right, so apparently Soulja Boy has found a new, you know, kind of kickstarted a new career. You know, the rap game has come and gone. Soulja Boy is now a crypto investor and educator. He's the next Andreas Antonopoulos, I heard. So you hear to hear, folks. Soulja Boy, the guy to get your crypto news and analysis from, apparently. Soulja Boy, tell him. All right, guys. I think we covered the news for today. And let's see how we're doing on time. Yeah, perfectly on time to get into the charts. Anything I'm forgetting here? I see a few people showed up in the live chat a little later. Smiles J. I did see subtexts show up saying they're a little late with a few requests. All right, nice to see everybody in here. Moonshine Fuel Bird. All right, I'm going to transition over to Alex's main scene. Do I think Doge is going to hit $1? Well, you know what? Stand by. Let the analysts dive into Doge and find out what their thoughts are on a potential $1 Doge pump. Me, I'm kind of skeptical, guys, but at this point, seems like anything is possible here in crypto land, guys. I've woken up in the chocolate factory and it's raining gold coins down on us, so God bless you all. All right.
Weird mixed analogy.
Jack's pretty excited.
I am, guys. I mean, my portfolio is looking pretty good. I'm glad I spent the last few years stacking the right coins and not XRP, but not to take one final dig at XRP, and now we move into the next scene. All right, here we go.
This guy was trying to stop me from being a jerk to XRP before the show started.
Yeah, that's true. I was with XRP jabs in the poll. I thought that might be too much. I mean, I'm really not trying to like turn off too many XRP fanboys in here. You will have your day too. You'll have your day too. In fact, I mean, who knows? If you're trading XRP shrewdly, maybe you're laughing all the way to the bank. All right.
Yeah, I'd like to meet that guy.
Alex, I've got you on screen, and feel free to take away. As for the audience, you know what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to dive into the live chat, start collecting everybody's requests. So do drop them in the live chat. We will get to them by hour 2 of the show. In the meantime, do enjoy the analysis from our analysts. I'll be back.
Okay, guys. I am going to present 2 cases to you, the bullish case and the bearish case, and I will leave you with that because I know. Despite the new all-time high in Bitcoin, I feel a little bit bearish about it.
It's always a little bearish.
I feel silly even saying that to you guys again, but I do. So I'm going to build my case. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at, and at the very least, we'll know exactly when I'm wrong. I'll show you guys, where the invalidation point will be. We'll be like, okay, well, Alex was wrong to be bearish again. Again, and we'll just go from there. But let me explain things to you. So, first things first. We are currently hovering at the very final resistance level that we had available to us on Bitcoin, which was the trend-based fib extension on the CME chart here, from the bottom of the bear market, 2018, top of this run in 2019. And then the bottom here in on March in 2020. So from there, let me remove this this older retracement. Whoops. There we go. A little less visually confusing. All right, so from there, we had this resistance level here at the 1.618. As you can see, it's a pretty strong resistance level. We did break it. We had this resistance level here. Excuse me. There we go. So the 2.6 ended up being a support level for us. We just kind of broke right through it. And we had resistance here at the 3.6. Here, let's see this on the 3-day. We go. And so this is kind of the resistance level that we're pegged to right now. So we've had this sitting on our chart for several weeks. And here we are pushing into it right now. We get the Elon Musk tweet. Boom, we push into it. Hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4, hour 5. We just cannot get through this resistance level. And on lower time frames, as you can see, we build up a point of control in this spot. Makes me feel a little bit like we just kind of pushed up into someone's waiting sell orders in this spot.
Definitely formed a point of control up there pretty high.
Yeah, and we formed it very quickly too.
Very fast.
So here we can actually go back in time, and you can watch the volume get distributed here. Let's use the replay feature. No, we need this a little bit slower here.
Yeah, definitely distributing right there.
Here. Anyway, I posted in the members lounge as this was forming over here that it was interesting, and you know, on the one hand, you know, I'm not like an expert VPVR reader where I can look at this and I just know that this is distribution or accumulation, but you know, I think it's really interesting that we're transacting all this volume at this one level. As you can see, people are buying super strongly after this tweet. And we're just, you know, we're kind of buying into someone's orders here. You know, we push up a little bit more, boom, forced right back down. So we will know that I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, once we close above this level on the daily. It could happen today. We could just like push through this level and, you know, it was like a total nothing burger that I was looking at. It happens, you know? But it's just, I don't see a huge amount of enthusiasm. I don't know how else to describe it. You know, the market is like, okay, that's cool. Our volume's already dying off here, as you can see. You know, where's the volume here on Coinbase? You know, we're pushing up off into a new all-time high. We don't have a whole lot of volume here. We had more volume on CME on Elon Musk tweet number 1 than we did on Elon Musk tweet number 2. Although I will say bullish case right here. We are now above the daily baseline on the CME chart. So
and looking at it on hedging strategy, today would be the day that you finally close above to where you'd close, and we would have gotten just worked on that.
Maybe, but I imagine we're probably, are we getting a no trade here?
I'm just saying it never closed above until today.
Yeah.
So today would have been the...
Yeah, this is one of those cases where following the CME chart would have hurt you rather than helping you. In this case, you were basically in and out at the same price.
Yep.
You got into the hedge here. You got out right about here. Maybe if you were smart, you could have gotten out right here. It was just about even, but here on the CME chart.
Yeah, we got out with a little bit of profit, but if we wouldn't have exited that, we would have been hurting today.
So yeah, I think that's another. Here's something else for the bullish case. So this is more or less a long signal. Unfortunately we're a little overextended. We're above the qualifying line here. But Waddah's telling us, yeah, that's a good enough momentum. If you wanted to take a long, that it makes sense. Our oscillator here is above zero, which has been very strong since we broke up here out of the downtrend on the CME chart. And we're above all the different lines of resistance that I had set out, except for the one CME chart resistance line that is on the one. So, what can I say, guys? Sometimes I do have a tendency to be too bearish. Sometimes it's really good, and I catch the top like bam, perfectly. You guys have, I nailed this one, but I could very well be wrong about this one. And I don't want my bearishness to talk you guys necessarily out of positions, but I do want to make my case for, just why I feel the way that I do, because I don't want to come on the air and tell you guys that like, oh yeah, you should totally go all in right now when, I'm not going all in right now. And that's why I'm not. Ethereum here, we made a new all-time high, but we are not holding it currently. This actually looks to me like we're setting up to reject from here.
Wow,
so
I just got an alert on hot just jumped 34%.
Congratulations. I know you've been sitting on those for quite a while. And here on the 4 hour,
it's just funny to see it move.
Yeah. And here on the 4 hour, I think the rejection is even more clear. So we've got another hour and a half or so until this 4 hour candle closes. If we reversed here and close back up here, I think that is totally like all hands on deck, get into Ethereum situation. But if we close down like this, and especially if we curl over here on the 4 hour, then I would totally be looking to get out of Ethereum. And then maybe we'll just grab a better entry down here. I would kind of want to wait to see how we react to this resistance/support level that we have in this spot. If we break back underneath it, then I would consider that very, very bearish for Ethereum. Just this area. This entire area right here, really, is our support and resistance area. So here's our resistance. We break down. We find support once, and we're rejected from the exact same resistance level that we have on the 4 hour. Although we make a new high on lower time frames to kind of sucker people in. And these are all trapped buyers. Everybody up here is a trap buyer. So that's my feeling on Ethereum. I'm currently bearish until we get over 1750, which is fine. I mean, if you're looking to enter into a position right here, let me tell you, don't do it. Wait until we get above here. Or, try and grab along in this area. And then if we break down further, we'll probably bounce back up and you can get out at break even. Like, you'll have your opportunity. But buying here would be very foolish.
It's going to punch you in the face.
Yeah, and this also just looks like it's going to sweep back down this entire area that we just had here, which would also be relatively normal price behavior, Pass through the same area multiple times while it's consolidating before it ends up going in the direction that it's going to go in. Ethereum, Bitcoin. Well, don't tell me that's not bearish, right? So we've fallen back below the daily baseline on Ethereum, Bitcoin. Here we are. We've put in this bearish divergence on the daily. What's that?
That looks like a full short signal.
Yeah, we will have a full short signal. Actually, you know what? No, we didn't have it yesterday. We didn't have enough volatility.
It would be today.
No, we're past the qualifying line. We couldn't take it.
Yeah, if it closed like that. So you don't have to wait till close. If it get bought back up a little bit, you could still have the momentum.
Back up here, we could take that. Or a better thing would be if it bounced a little bit tomorrow. Like, you know what? We're not even below zero yet on our oscillator. It's not quite there yet, but it looks bearish. However you want to draw your trend line, we've definitely broken the trend. Here, let's try a non-log trend. Here we go. So this is the linear trend, as you can see, clearly broken. Cross below the daily baseline, bearish divergence, boom. I think nail in the coffin for at least this part of the trend for Ethereum, Bitcoin. Like I said, if we look at the larger overarching trend, yeah, we could pull back here. We could pull back hard on Ethereum. But then over time, I expect Ethereum to continue to appreciate against Bitcoin over the coming months. You know, day to day, week to week, Bitcoin could gain on Ethereum, but I'm talking longer term. So, yeah, we've broken out of this area. We've broken out of the downtrend. We've got this trading range that we're above now. So, I think a retest would be relatively normal. Even coming down to the point of control would be relatively normal and not necessarily bearish here on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. But if you're counting things in USD, which I do, then I'm totally not loving this unless we close above
that old resistance.
Yeah, not an old one. The one we just hit.
Just recent. Yeah.
Got to make a new high. You know, if you scored like a baseline bounce long, that's awesome. You know, I would take profits in the air and then wait and see. Maybe we'll just hover here and then we break up. Hey, Alex was wrong. He was too bearish again. Okay, we move on. We grab our longs like we did when I got bearish around here. What do we do? Well, we got a long on Bitcoin. We got a long on the other alts. And, you know, we made some cash off of it. So we'll see what happens here. But I feel bearish in this spot again. And I hope you guys see why. You know, it's not based on, you know, nothing. Here we see if we close this wick anything like this is just a huge fuck you. So, okay, let's go ahead and get a little bit more of a broad view of the markets. What's the dollar doing? Dollar is slightly down today. This is good. This is part of the reason why Bitcoin was able to pump today, why Ethereum was able to pump today. Dollar being down is it's the trading partner for Bitcoin and Ethereum, respectively, the biggest one. So this has a big effect. Now I cheated a little bit. I know the markets were up earlier today, so I can't just guess based on the dollar. But normally, if the dollar is down, the markets are up, right? So dollar down. Markets gapped up this morning and then have just kind of traded down over the rest of the day. But I would consider this is bullish, right? This is back over the resistance levels that we said we were looking to recover over. Like, boom, we're over horizontal resistance. We're back over these two different trend resistances. And we made a new all-time high today. So I think overall, we could probably see one more big push here on the broader markets. So Dow looking interesting. We should actually have a long at the end of today that we could take on the Dow. Let me try and remind myself of that. So as you can see, we're above the dead zone here on Waddah. We're over the explosion level, above zero on our oscillator, above our baseline. So everything's good, everything firing, and below our qualifying line. So we're not in too volatile a space. So I'll tell you what. While we're talking about Waddah, I want to focus in just a little bit in on it. We had a member ask today about Waddah Attar, just how to get more, how to get information out of it. So
you can just double click on her and make it full screen.
No. I mean, he means like, what is he supposed to be reading off of it?
Yeah.
So there's 4 parts. There's 4 visible parts to the Waddah that you need to focus on. Obviously, there's the histogram bars. So these are momentum bars. Essentially, there's 2 moving averages of a certain type inside of the Waddah Attar, and the distance between the moving averages is the histogram bars, okay? One is above the other or below the other, and that's red or green. Very simple, kind of MACD-like. Then we have the dead zone here. The dead zone is kind of the level of minimum momentum required to do anything with the momentum bars. The actual signals from Waddah Attar come when you get your momentum bars over the explosion level. This explosion level right here is essentially a Bollinger Band.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Bollinger Band width if it were wrapped around price. It is not the Bollinger of the moving average. It is a Bollinger of price. And as price changes, and so when volatility is rising, the explosion level here rises because it's a Bollinger Band, all right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a visual representation of the Bollinger Band. And when volatility is falling, the explosion level is falling. Because again...
contracting, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Bollinger Band is contracting. So, generally speaking, the way Waddah Attar comes is with false positive on. False positive filter is just a moving average. It's smoothed. Basically, we smooth the data that comes out of the distance between the 2 moving averages. So it's like it becomes a moving average of the difference between 2 moving averages when you have the false positive filter on versus the difference between 2 moving averages. So you could change the length, be like, okay, I just want to average. Couldn't think of the word. Just want to average it over 4 periods, 3 periods, whatever. I personally, my preference, don't like to use the false positive filter. You get your signals more accurately and more quickly, but you get more false positives, right? It's a very good false positive filter. So, like as is often true in trading, what you trade for speed, you trade in accuracy. You know what I mean? Like the more, time transformation is so sensitive, but it kicks you out all over the place because it's sensitive. Yeah. You lose the accuracy. I actually only want the one top here. I want this top. I want to stay in this entire time. I want to get out of the top and then get out here. Time transformation can't do that for you because time transformation is busy telling you about every single top that every branch that you're hitting on the way down. Mm-hmm. But it's also, but I use it for entries because, it's very sensitive. And as long as I have confirmation on all my other things, then I know that the sensitivity here is not necessarily going to harm me much. And that's the same true for here. So I do not use Waddah Attar by itself. I use it in combination with other indicators. And therefore, I prefer to have the speed of not having the false positive filter on. That being said, it's defaulted to having it on because it's just more accurate if it is on, right? Because remember, speed versus accuracy. And we would much rather everybody were walking around using a more accurate one, especially people who are new and, don't necessarily know all these things. A more accurate indicator versus like, a more, quick, more sensitive one, but where you got to kind of finagle it and make sure you're using it with other indicators or else you're just going to be going in way too often.
Mm-hmm. That's how you get chopped up.
Yep. Okay. So the moving averages that are used in Waddah Attar as the default is the Ehlers EMA smoother. It's like a special version of the EMA formula. It's 20 and 40. We let you kind of use all the different kinds of moving averages that you may want to, I would say it's probably best to just use it as the default. I just use the default, guys. I use a default Waddah Attar. I turn off the false positive explosion filter, and I decrease the Bollinger Band channel length to 10 so that the volatility, the explosion level is even more reactive, so I get my volatility indication more quickly. And that's it, But you can do an awful lot of finagling on it. You can change the moving average lengths. You can change moving average types. You can change the Bollinger Band length, et cetera, et cetera. This dead zone length and multiplier, obviously, this is what determines whether or not there's enough momentum inside, whether or not the bars are high enough, essentially, for us to be able to take a signal. I wouldn't use this. I wouldn't mess with this unless you're on a market where the dead zone just didn't make sense. And you might see that in some of the alt markets. I've noticed on some of the low sat coins in particular. If you look back, it's like, see, the dead zone is so high here. You're like, well, I can't even really take trades. Well, first of all, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe the dead zone is actually telling you, hey, just don't be taking any trades here. But if there really is a problem where the momentum is just swinging so wildly that it doesn't make sense, then in cases like that, what you do is you change the sensitivity, and that's sort of like the multiplier for the height of the bars. So you turn up the sensitivity and the bars get taller, so the dead zone should fall in retrospect, if I'm not mistaken this. So, boom. See, the dead zone went down. But the dead zone didn't actually go down. What happened is the bars got taller because we increase the sensitivity. If you decrease the sensitivity, see, the bars get smaller. So that's all sensitivity does. It's you adjust the height of the bars, and you would do that if it just wasn't working right for a market for whatever reason. I would not mess with it just because you can. But that being said, we offered a full feature indicator, so these are the features. I hope that's a relatively good rundown on the Waddah Attar indicator for you, microchip. We'll keep our eyes on it for the rest of today, and I'll point out where the signals are coming in here. But I think it's a relatively simple indicator for you. It's just multi-function, and that's why there's a couple different things on it. You're getting momentum, you're getting volatility, both on one indicator. And also you want to make sure that you have enough momentum. So you need an indicator for that too, just to let you know that, because here we have relative momentum, and then the dead zone is kind of like absolute momentum. Anyway, I hope that's
I think that was a pretty good rundown of it. Better than I could have done.
I think we're going to clip that for a Waddah tutorial for later, but great work, Alex, for running down Waddah. I did remember someone else was asking in the members lounge, probably what you're referring to. Someone was asking about Waddah, so hopefully they answered their questions. Thank you again.
Can be used multiple ways, for sure. There are some strats that I simply use just the rising explosion level. There's others where I use every function of it.
All right, what's up, Alex? What's on your mind?
Let me run through the rest of the broad markets real quick, and then we'll take chart requests. I know we're behind now because I did that.
All good. Let's do it.
Yep. Today we gapped up to a new all-time high, traded down. It looks like a long to me, guys. We
sure does.
We're at a. Where did I even get this resistance level from? I've got this drawn out here. Where did I get this line from?
Oh, hot, you dirty girl.
Anyway, I will say on lower time frames, it looks kind of meh. As you can see on the hourly, we're crossing below the daily. We're crossing below the hourly baseline here. But that could just be my bearish bias talking. For now, I would suggest to you that it would be better to be long than to be short on the NASDAQ right now. We just don't have any higher time frame sell signals at this point in time. As a matter of fact, we're... with how we closed last week, we should, even on the weekly, we should be looking long. Man, look at this weekly volatility.
Right. It's nuts.
Bam.
For traditionals?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I Yeah, I think overall here this looks bullish, and we'll see what happens. Same for the SPY, gap up, trade down. Same story we've been seeing the whole way up. Gap up, trade down, gap up, trade down, gap up, trade down. So crossing below on the hourly here too, and we'll see what happens with that. If we fall back below these resistance levels, then that's bad. But if we just retest and then continue on, then that's good. So we will see what happens, but I would suggest that much like the NASDAQ, we never really had the chance to go long here on the SPY. As you can see here on Waddah Attar, we did not have momentum above the dead zone, and we also weren't above the explosion level. So we did not have enough momentum to enter here. And then when we finally did get enough momentum, we were too far above the qualifying line to be able to take a trade. So right now we're just kind of sitting out here. But our indicators are telling us that it's better to be long than short on the SPY at this point in time. So, I said we needed to break this high. We broke the high. I said we needed to get above the daily baseline. We got above the daily baseline. So what can I do but say, hey, it's better to be long the SPY right now.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, let's bring it on back down into crypto for a second. Altcoins, big day, 12-hour continuation signal, daily continuation signal. It's pretty strong looking.
Okay, everything looks strong.
Yep. New highs here.
It's like a new high.
Yeah, as long as ShitPerp can hold this level, then it looks good. These are all making new highs. So regardless of how I fear, except DeFi Perp, this is interesting. With the exception of DeFi Perp, the rest of the altcoins look like they're ready to have a further pump. So this is Tron, VET, Qdom, all the other ones. Dragon Perp right here. These are the Asian coins. I would suggest to you that this is a continuation signal right here that we're getting. As you can see, we get our first Waddah signal right here when we're above the dead zone, and we rise above the explosion level. So we get that here, but we don't have a no, that's why we don't take this trade, because we have a no trade signal here on the daily. This candle is just so big that there is probably going to be a pullback, and then there is a pullback. We get pullback here and here. So these are the locations where you would enter a trade if you were still willing to take a signal off of this, probably this day. And then you're still in here, pumped here. Uniswap, like DeFi, not putting in a higher high today.
Not? Oh.
Mid caps, alts, and shitcoins are putting in higher highs. Exchange coins too. So that's interesting. So DeFi and Uniswap have been running hotter. Mm-hmm. We could see majors and the other, like, non-DeFi, shitcoins essentially, finally play catch up a little bit. That's interesting. So there's a little bit of a disparity here between the different kinds of altcoin baskets. And then we have here the DOT ecosystem one. This is a new perpetual contract that has been introduced by Binance. This is for coins that are on the Polkadot ecosystem. So they're not ERC20. You wouldn't find them on Uniswap. They're Polkadot. As you can see, guys, we don't have very much data with which to look at this, but I will say that overall, right now, this is telling us to be long, kind of like ShitPerp, MidPerp, and AltPerp here, but not like DeFi Perp, which is lagging, or Uniswap Perp, right? Lagging. Saw that? See, these are lagging. Mm-hmm. Not lagging. And dot ecosystem not lagging. So overall, if we close above 1550 here on .eco, then I think that's a good sign that the Polkadot coins are likely to continue. But again, it's not a lot of data here for me to work with. But as per usual, a break of a high is always a good thing. So,
yeah, can't forget about that.
Yep. And Bitcoin dominance, unsurprisingly, rising today after after Bitcoin had huge gains on all the alts. So it does look like we may finally have a break of the downtrend here on Bitcoin dominance. We will keep our eyes on this, but at the very least, I think that is suggestive if we can stay closed on the other side here. And of course, we could always draw like this too. We still have a break of it, so. Tell you what, I think it is time for us to take a look at some chart requests.
All right, we've got a nice list of them already in the queue. Thank you to everybody who's been hanging on patiently. We have your requests logged. Let's get into it. Let's see, what do we have first on the list? This one was from Bird. Hey guys, finally QLC pumped this weekend. Maybe take a quick look at QLC. It seems like a lot of people were waiting for this one to finally pick up. Where do we stand on QLC?
Oof. It certainly had a good few days.
Mm-hmm. You're on the verge of getting a continuation, but right now there would be nothing for you to do. If you're in it, great. Make sure that you grab some profit. But
yeah, we're getting a take profit signal here, but I wouldn't even really consider it an exit signal.
Yeah.
Do we have a USDT pairing? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, because I'm bringing it up on my chart at the same time.
Yeah.
I like seeing the differences between your 60 hole and my 13. Would have been a great signal on this, actually. Oh, never mind. The long signal had no Waddah.
If you're still in this, I would suggest, this is a good area to take like a 50% profit, set my stop down near break even, and then just sit on it. I imagine QLC will probably keep pumping here. We've got a nice break of this previous swing high. And right now we're kind of hanging around in the middle of this previous consolidation area that you see right here. So price loves to retest former consolidation areas. I would probably be willing to sit on this all the way towards a retest of this previous high right here. And then at that point, I would probably look to make a graceful exit for a little while, because we'd probably come down and retest here. But even if we retested this area, I would still be a buyer until we were knocking up here at least. So I think it looks good.
All right, that's QLC. Let's get into the next request. Just a reminder, we're doing these in the order that they roughly came in. So anybody who submitted a request in the last 10 minutes, you're going to have to hang on a bit. Anybody who submitted a request in the first half hour, they're coming up now. All right, this next one's from Jose Alves, saying he's got to check out for now, but he wants to leave these two requests with us. SXP, USDT, and EOS. Finally making its move on EOS.
Swiping EOS, okay. See, Swipe just going for it. Swipe is looking like alt perp and mid perp. We were looking at those contracts earlier, so very reminiscent. It's making new highs today. Not just alt perp, but Swipe. Not new all-time highs, but new highs. Come on, buddy. At this point, I would just be holding on to Swipe. Swipe is probably going to make an assault on right now we're at this resistance level, so we got resistance or support, resistance right here. It's our current trend. I would just stay in as long as this trend remains intact.
As long as this
We are
trend
most
remains
likely going to be
intact.
headed towards this level, roughly $3-ish, $3.50. So yeah, if you're in it, I would just be happy. It's always good to take a little profits at a resistance level, but I mean, if you were a little, I mean, presumably you've been holding on to it for a while now. So if you were a believer and you wanted to hold on until $3, well, I could understand that. Just be sure you don't get too greedy, okay, buddy? What's next?
All right, the next half of the request has to do with EOS, correct. I will also point out that Boris Bitcoin requested a look at EOS on the weekly, so maybe we can do that as well.
Sure.
I was a little upset. I think one of my EOS positions got manually closed by someone else because I randomly came back and it was just closed, and I know I was way in profit.
It was me. I closed it.
I knew it was you, bud. I don't really know. I've actually reached out to Bybit on it because I'm like, I had no memory of ever closing it. And I know I wouldn't have. It was.
No, I'm a lead hacksaw, and you got hacked. I'm sorry, bro.
I got hacked.
You got hacked.
Lead hacks, or yeah, we're here to hear, guys. Yep. Don't mess with Alex.
Yeah, he's gonna screw you.
So I think EOS looks really incredible here on the weekly. I've mentioned this for a couple weeks in a row now. For what it's worth, I did pick up a little bit of EOS at like 320, 330. Just because this chart is really phenomenal on the weekly. It's more of a long-term hold for me. I don't know that it's necessarily going to keep going up right in this spot. Although, I got to say, it kind of does look like it's going to keep going up in this spot. Right now, we have this very strong lower time frame trend as shown.
That's what kind of makes me mad about it because my entry was at 298.
Continuation long signal yesterday here. Did we take that signal? I think I might have put that signal up. I did. So yeah, we took the signal at 346. We're slightly in profit right now. It's not really anything to write home about at this point. Maybe the trade will work out. Maybe it won't. But we had a signal and we took it because I think it looks pretty good in this spot. So at this point, I would just keep my eyes on it. If we broke this trend right here, then we would probably come back down and at least retest $3. But even that wouldn't necessarily be anything too scary. I mean, after all, we haven't been able to make a lower price than 275 on the weekly for what? Since December? Excuse me, since November. So, as you can see on the weekly, very strong support at 275 here. We break up above previous weekly resistance to new weekly highs, or at least new compared to since October of last year. So, overall, I think EOS is very positive looking here. On the Bitcoin pairing, we're definitely at resistance in this spot. Okay, let's see. I don't want to be accused of futzing this. And so as you can see from up here, this is currently our weekly resistance on EOS Bitcoin. And we're right up against it. We haven't broken it yet. But this is a very bullish reaction off the bottom right here. You can see just how much volume sellers put in here, and they just can't make new lows here. Very nice reaction from buyers. Boop. Right up here, but we still have resistance. So we need to trade sideways out of this. We got to get out from under this resistance area on the Bitcoin pairing. But overall, I would say that things still look bullish for EOS on the USDT pairing and on the Bitcoin pairing. But we could come down here one more time. It's pretty normal for price to retest a low. People, they get comfortable with the idea that this is the low. They set their stops there, and then we come down and we peg it one more time, and we teach them a valuable lesson about having stops based on arbitrary points on the chart. So overall, this looks like an awful lot of absorption. This looks like buyers are here, right? People sell and it gets bought up. Sell, it gets bought up. Sell, it gets bought up. So I like EOS.
All right.
And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, EOS looking mega good. I might have to take another long on it. Got stopped out of that one last week after hitting TP1. It was a good trade, but now I might take the opportunity to long it again. Thank you to Alex for taking a look at EOS. Next one is from Rodney Lauer in the live chat. Thoughts on projects running with DOT, like Ocean, Reef, Link, and more. I guess this kind of relates to that DOT perp, or that DOT index we were talking about on Binance.
Here are my thoughts. My thoughts are the hype is real. I don't know much about the fundamentals, and in a sense, I kind of don't give a shit about the fundamentals. I think we've all seen, in not just crypto, but in the stock market, the fundamentals do not matter right now. So if you ask me, the hype on Polkadot products is real. These things are pumping out of the gate. I think they are worthy of your attention. Now, do I think Polkadot is Ethereum killer? Man, I don't know. Do I think any of these products have a good long-term future? I don't know. But I think they're going to pump. And so that's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped on DOT, Kusama, and anything related to that ecosystem, guys. I do think it's a major up-and-comer. There's a reason DOT is number 4 on the CoinMarketCap, and it got there relatively quickly. Promising project, promising ecosystem. We can't go too far in depth on those particular projects, but a general thumbs up from the team here at CC for everything DOT related and more. All right, let's get into the next request. I know a lot of you have been waiting. We've got quite a few lined up, including this next one from Windor in the live chat. RSR would be great. All right, let's take a look at reserve rights.
All right. I was actually looking at reserve rights last night. It's kind of interesting looking in this spot. Okay, so what's interesting exactly? Well, got an intact uptrend. That's good. And I think what's really interesting here is how we hold this previous all-time high resistance as support here.
And sinister bullish divergence there on the bottom.
Yeah. I would consider this to be a decent spot to consider picking up reserve rights. As long as you can score it back down towards this area. If you're buying right here, I would just wait and wait for a new high to close, and then you can be sure. If you're buying in the middle of this area, then you're stuck holding it all the way down to the stop of here, right? Because it could go anywhere in this area, and that would be totally normal. Just normal sideways movement, and then we go up. You buy here, and then suddenly you're in massive drawdown. So this is... it's a pretty big price range to just be stuck holding it, right? So... those are my feelings. I would totally pick it up here if we make a new high. I love that we are holding the previous all-time high as support here. That's really good. But because we're in the middle of the range, you want to wait until we're either making that new high or we're back towards the support. Because then if we break out of the support, you'd be like, okay, I'm out. And then you lose like 5% or something small in your position because you've got that location where it's like, oh, my trade is invalidated. Well, I got it wrong. Move on to the next one. Take a small loss. No big deal. You buy up here. You're like, wait. What's happening? What's happening? I'm underwater. What's happening? Wait, where do I get out now? What's happening? Oh, I got to wait till here. It sucks. So when you're right in the middle of a trading range like this, just wait. Wait for confirmation one way or the other, or wait for a safer entry point. So I think that's the best way to play this. What's next?
Alright, getting into the next request. Thank you for the RSR request from Windor. I think he's a new user in the live chat. Yes, we answer requests from new users as well, not just premium members, but we got a long list to get through, guys. This next one is Smiles J. Luna, when you get a request, guys. Also, thanks for the consistent stream schedule. Yes, it is a bit of a task to get on here and stream every day the way we do, but we do love connecting with the audience on a regular basis. And he also says, Luna, finally moon today. Cash grab, but is it worthwhile to get in on a leveraged position? So sounds like Smiles J is looking for an entry on Luna. What can we find?
Luna. If I remember correctly, Luna was a little bit too far away from anything to make any. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the 4 hour. You are so overextended. If you were in it, that's awesome, man. But you're in no man's land right now with Luna.
Yeah, I would wouldn't take a leveraged position up here. You had the opportunity here because you had a good place. You could set your stop below this wick right here. And, you know, if we come back down, we start making new lows. Like, this is your soft stop. This is your hard stop. You just be like, okay, I was wrong. I'm out. And then, of course, you know, if you're longing here, you end up being right. But we're just too far away from anything to make sense in this spot.
Wow, that is crazy. Someone just pointed that out on Bybit. The next predicted funding rate in the next 12 hours is 37%.
What?
Not 37%.
Point
what?
Yeah, not 37.
Yeah.
Not 37, which still, that's really high. I don't think it's ever been that high.
Yeah, but it's definitely not as high as 37% though.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Not 37, sorry.
Okay. Well,
still,
I guess we should not be surprised. I mean, people are definitely buying into the all-time high spot.
Respect the pump.
Yeah. I would just avoid taking a leverage position on this. You know, there's a chance that you could score along here, but I think it's more likely that we come back down and just retest at least a little bit on Luna. We're not just gonna maybe we will just keep going. I was wrong before on Luna way back here. I would hate to be too bearish again on it. You just don't enter a position like that far overextended. So I would find something else, man.
Pretty simple rule that'll keep you out of a lot of. Pretty simple rule that'll keep you out of a lot of trouble, because I know that you want to take it just because it's been going so well, but the moment that it doesn't is when it turns on you, and you're likely to have that moment now rather than the latter. And doing that over time statistically is going to end up screwing you over. So having just a common rule, if it's too far extended, will keep you out of a lot of that trouble.
Yeah, especially with a leveraged position. I mean, if you're wrong about the direction right here, it doesn't take being super wrong and
depending on your leverage,
getting liquidated, man. So,
and the opportunity cost of having to sit in it and ride that bag down while you're paying fees as well. A lot of things that could go wrong.
Alright, that's Luna for Smiles J. Let's get into the next one. This next one comes from Michael. He says, hello again. Can we take a look at SPI? Let's take a look at SPI.
SPI? Is that a stock?
What, SPI Energy?
Taking a look on it now.
Gotta be Spi Energy.
Yeah, I do think it's that one. Yeah, Spi Energy, SPI on the NASDAQ, $12 currently.
There's just nothing to do there.
Yeah, I can't make heads or tails of it, buddy. I'm sorry.
I mean, when I look at this chart at first glance, I do feel like there's opportunity to the upside, but as for signals and oscillators, there's just nothing to do here.
Mm-hmm.
You had a weekly signal, but you had no Waddah. It was actually negative.
Well, it's interesting. Previously, all their earnings reports were negative. Oh my God, earnings negative $133 a share. That's gotta be wrong. Oh my God, negative. And then for the first time, it's positive. Look at that, positive 18 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why you would be interested in it. That's a very interesting fundamental change in this stock, but there's just not much for us to do in this spot, I feel. Yeah. I would try and locate a slightly lower risk entry, maybe something a little closer to support around $7 or so. For now, this feels like the center of a trading range, and as per usual, I'd much rather buy a new high or buy it on a low than buy it right in the middle of this area.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are my feelings on this. I don't have a super strong opinion. Like I do
All right,
sometimes.
that's SPI for Michael H. We've got a little over half an hour left in the show, and still a pile of requests to get through. We're going to pick up the pace for this next segment. This one comes from Tyler Dukacek in the live chat. Looking for a pullback to add long. Looking like it's underway. Any idea where to look? Okay, so this refers to Bitcoin.
Bitcoin? Yeah.
He's looking for a Bitcoin long entry. Looks like a potential pullback in progress. Where can he enter? What do you guys think?
I would look towards 42,000 and 40,000, basically.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like this is going to mimic the other Elon pump in the sense that you get this big price appreciation, we sell back down, and then we slowly climb back up again.
Yeah.
Yep, I think it might have run some of its course. Do look for another entry. Yeah, it seems like 40, maybe even below that, could be in the cards, guys, once this Elon fervor runs out of gas. You ready for the next one?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. Next one is NANO for Wayne Arnott. Can we look at NANO USD, he says.
Okay, well, lower time frames look like crap here. Well, I think if I understand this correctly, I've been telling you this was a short, and it's still a short. Yeah, we're still underneath the daily baseline, buddy. Just stay out. Just stay out for now. What's next?
All right, stay out of NANO, says Alex. We'll keep our eye on NANO for now. Next one is for Pablo Gutierrez. Hey guys, non-biased XRP analysis on a crazy Monday, please. Alex, let's take a look at XRP with fresh eyes.
Let's pretend it's not XRP.
Well, looks about as crappy as it has been for a few weeks now.
Man, that looks like XRP, huh?
Yep, below the baseline.
Well, I will say this. It is certainly hanging out at this point of control. If we lift up off of here at all, you might could take it back up into this area.
You might
But-
take it.
Yeah. But right now, while we're just like resting on support, and we could drop through in just like a heartbeat. So I don't really like this spot, and yeah. Right now, there's not a lot to recommend it to us.
Alright, do nothing on XRP seems to be the takeaway from that one. If you're ready, I can go right into the next one.
Okay.
Let's do it. Just because, guys, I have a huge list of coins to still do here, so I am going to rush Alex along a little bit if there's nothing too exciting popping off.
Speed round.
Alright, Lucas Begard and Captain Silver, both of them requesting Cardano USDT. Captain Silver in particular says, can you maybe take a quick limit buy order based on TA and Cardano? Okay, so Captain Silver looking for where to put his limit entry.
And while Alex takes a quick look at this, could you guys take a quick look at that like button and just go ahead and click it real quick? Because that would help us out massively.
Yeah, you should. I would just wait. It's gone,
Yeah,
man.
That's just so far extended. It's getting into that would be just gambling.
Yeah.
If you're in it though, congrats. Take some profit.
Alright, how about for the sake of argument, you did have to put a Hail Mary limit long entry, maybe a huge cascading sell-off. What do you think? Touch the baseline there that you're looking at right now?
I would look back towards 45 cents again.
Alright. And your point of control is sitting down there at around the 34 cents.
Yeah. If you can score along here, then great. Otherwise, just let it go, man.
Yep.
What's next?
There's better stuff out there.
Alright, letting go a Cardano as it slips into the ice cold Atlantic. Alright.
This could be the fastest time we've ever gotten to 100 likes, guys, so 14 more.
Rolleabon requesting VET USDT. I'll be right back.
Alright.
VeChain.
Well, as long as we're underneath the daily baseline, I gotta stay bearish here.
Yep.
Nothing to do here on VeChain. I wouldn't even necessarily go short here. We don't have enough momentum. We're just gonna keep our eyes on it. And then, hey, if we break above the daily baseline, we'll probably also make a new high here, and then that will be a great long signal. But until then, nothing to do.
Yeah, I would agree with that because that's starting to look like a head and shoulders swing failure, and you'll have to get the breakout for that not to be complete. So.
Okay, well, it sounds like Jack, who is going to be right back, wanted me to rush, but is not here for me to have rushed.
No, I am back. I am back, guys. Sorry for that. I am back. Not to leave anybody hanging, but I am back. Next one is OMG, also for Rolleabon and Artistant.
Now we pulled about 5%. Oh, no. I thought you said OMG. OMG?
Oh, nothing to do here. Right now, we're crossed under here on our oscillator. It's just telling us that things are at least mildly bearish at this point. We're kind of just waiting for a continuation signal. As long as we can remain above this resistance level, then that's good. Then we're just kind of waiting for this to cross up. If we can do that and also get a new high, at that point, I'd be willing to take it to 650, maybe $8. I think that's what we're looking at, like $6.50, $7, $8, like this range up here. As long as we can hold this, but we got to get the continuation signal.
Yeah, and with the way it's shaping up right now, it'll probably take you 2 days into this week to properly get that signal. So now it's just time to sit on your hands and wait.
What's next?
Okay, let's get into the next request. This one comes from Subtextually, requesting, of course, Kusama and Dot.
All right. Oh, Dot just keeping on here.
Could be getting close to a continuation with Minx today.
Man, this is really close to basically signaling to get out here. You were you would be lucky if you were in here. There's really no way to catch this, but this looks really good for continuation. I would suggest to you that it looks like Dot's going to keep going here. There's no signs of weakness at all.
I've just been hearing a bunch of bullish praise on Dot lately, so it makes sense. Who hasn't been talking about Dot lately?
Dot is popping off for a reason, guys.
Let me put on Kusama. Even more bullish than DOT. Yep, it looks like it's just going to keep going. Wow. So, yeah, we totally got pushed out of our Kusama long here too. That sucked. Oh well. Yeah, we were in a Kusama long until Sunday. We had to exit right here because we were beneath the baseline and back in the no trade zone. So, oh well. What can you do, guys? You win some, you lose some.
Indeed. Doesn't make it not hurt any less.
They both look good. They look good for continuation.
Super strong, guys. We're in a major bull market, and this seemingly is some of the top 2 coins to be looking to accumulate. Yes, they are big caps now, but still promising projects going forward. And it's possible that 1,000 Validator project, or that
DeFi stuff,
is driving the Kusama price up. It's a unique opportunity for Kusama validators to throw their hat in the ring, but we'll get into another topic another time. This next one's from Artistant. Could you look at STRAX? STRAX. STRAX.
Okay.
Looking pretty rough. Oh, never mind. Thought seeing a different chart.
Not much I really want to do with it. We're at resistance right now. We don't have a lot of momentum. Volatility is falling. We could get a continuation signal at the end of today, but we don't even have a. Do we have a baseline yet? Okay. I guess it's a continuation signal that we could take today, but it's not one that I want to take while we're at resistance. Yeah, for right now, I think there's just not a lot to do with it. If you're holding it, I would keep holding it, but I wouldn't pick up a position here until it kind of made up its mind one way or the other. What's next?
Okay, let's get into the next one. This is for Artistant as well. Syscoin, SYS.
Below the baseline. Definitely looking like a short here.
Even on the 13, yep. Everything's sizing up for a short.
And there's no USDT pairing.
Yeah, this is an OG coin. This coin goes back to 2015, I believe. Its top trading pair is on Binance against Bitcoin, followed by Binance BUSD.
Okay. Well, right now we're at resistance and nothing really to be done here. So nothing to do for Sysman.
Yeah, we don't buy resistance around here, guys, so hang tight on Sys. We'll have to maybe revisit it tomorrow. Artistant do remind us in tomorrow's edition of Breaking Bitcoin to take another look at Sys, see where it lands. Okay, let's get into the next request. This one's from Rolia Bond. Jason, can you explain, although I'm sure this could apply to both our analysts, can you guys explain why funding fee is so high and sometimes it's so low?
Funding is based on how far futures is away. The futures price is away from spot price. If it's like $200 away from spot price, funding is higher. If it's like $5 away from spot price, it's super low. And then funding is based on obviously which direction. If it's above or below. If it's above, then longs pay shorts. If it's below, then shorts pay longs.
Mm-hmm. And
there you go.
And you would expect it to be higher here, considering the amount of volatility that came in this morning. Spot price is probably much higher. I mean, futures price is probably much higher right now.
Well, the volume.
Yeah, the volume. So
all right,
that makes sense why the funding rate would be much higher right now.
All right, succinctly stated. I like it. Let's keep going. This next one is for Franklin Kinu in the live chat. Do you think Doge will hit $1?
I
Like
think,
when?
yeah,
When?
like I want to know time frame
Like,
because I think
maybe.
into the future it will at some point.
Come on, guys. This is probably a fresh retail meat to the
We're gonna
space.
get rich right now.
do consider that when the context of that when
mean, give it
contemplating
5
this
years.
question.
Well, I mean that's the context of my answer. Like when? Like
Right.
I mean, sure, if you want to hold on to it for 40 years, maybe it'll hit $1. Like I cannot say for sure. It could be that there will be enough hype, but if you're asking me if you hold on to it for a few weeks or a couple of months, it's going to hit $1. Fuck no, you're screwed.
That's
It's not going
pretty
to happen
silly.
anytime soon. But I mean, maybe next bull cycle or so.
And that's the important thing of realizing what you're spending your capital towards. Is this trading capital or is this investment capital? If you really believe Doge will hit $1 in the next 5 years, throw some in it and forget about it. But if you're talking about the opportunity cost of keeping your money in Doge waiting for $1, that's an incredibly stupid idea.
If you're lucky and it gets
I don't
to,
know. The market's been super crazy. Maybe it'll hit $1. Next week I'll have to eat my words. But
Well, that's still
somehow
it's
I
not
don't
good
see
to
that.
tell someone, like, even if it did happen, which would be whack-a-noodle, trading like that and expecting to get rich like that will only screw you in the long term. You might get lucky a few times, but it's just not worth it.
Yep, it's not the way to approach trading or maybe even investing, but we appreciate the request, Frank. Maybe do some deeper diving on Doge, see what it does offer long-term investors and why it might or may not hit $1. Probably requires a deeper dive. It is a bit of a moonshot. $1 would still be like what, 100x from here, or wait, no, 10x once we hit 10 cents. Yeah, all right. So we're about 10x away from $1 Doge, but
Which isn't crazy for the crypto space.
maybe it isn't crazy, but Doge has come. I mean, it's already 10x seemingly in the last few months. So
Sounds like greed.
yep, let's hard to counsel anybody to go into Doge expecting $1 anytime soon. But thank you for the Doge request. I don't know if
boys.
I don't know if
We
there's
got
any.
to 100 likes.
Oh, well
before
done. Thank you
stream-
to everybody who hit the
before the
like
stream
button
ended.
today for sure. All right,
sure.
guys, we've got about 20-ish minutes left in the show, and we're slowly whittling away at all the requests. This next one's from Jack Thomas. Thoughts on BAT, Basic Attention Token?
Batter up.
looks good. Yeah, man, this looks ripe for continuation. So we break the high yesterday, we retest and hold it today.
Old resistance becoming support, great basing period. I mean, you do want to see that higher high, but it does look like you're going to get it.
Yep. At this point, I would wait until we close a weekly high above 44 cents. I mean, because if you're here, then, why not wait till here and get your confirmation that we're going to keep going? Because otherwise, you're buying resistance without much confirmation.
Yeah.
Because this entire area is resistance, basically. But it's very good that we closed above this weekly high right here. Just today, or just yesterday, and we held it today. So... overall, I say you're probably good. It's probably going to keep going up. These were the bottoms, and now start at the bottom. Now we're here. So overall, it's looking pretty good. So
Yeah.
I think you're good to keep holding it. If we start seeing signs of weakness, and that could change. But until then, you're good. What's next?
All right, that's Basic Attention Token for Jack Thomas in the live chat. Let's see, Yorick in the live chat points out 14.4 million Doge are mined every day, so good luck with all that. Yeah, indeed. I think Doge is pretty much meant to be a meme coin through and through.
Yeah.
A pure meme coin, guys, and it just rains these coins. But I'm sure the whales and everybody holding just enormous amounts of this is glad to be able to unload during this crazy market. So thank you for pumping the Doge guys portfolios.
Whatever price they bought it at, they're definitely getting their money's worth at this point.
And it brings me back to a conversation that me and Scooter were having last week when this whole Doge thing came out, and I'm like, dude, what if this is just the smoke screen for the BTC pump that's probably coming. And we're like, dude, it really could be like with all this distraction. And now look at this. Like,
It kind of feels that way now, doesn't
right?
it?
Like
Back.
it happened exactly the way that we were hypothesizing. Like, so I'll be really curious to see if BTC actually keeps powering through here or whether we get the sell off.
Peckham08 asks, is there a way to make my miner process my Ethereum transaction and thus paying no fees on said ETH transaction? Peckham08, yes.
As long as you find the block.
Yes, as long as you mine that block.
Then you could do it.
But I think that will require an outsized amount of...
Wouldn't you need a really big, a lot of computing power for that?
Or you could just be incredibly lucky. But one way or another, as long as you found the block, then yeah, you could totally decide what transactions are going to go in there, buddy. But you got to find the block first.
Indeed. Good luck doing that as a
Smarter
complete
than I.
individual on the network, unless you own a ridiculously outsized amount of the hash power on Ethereum. All right, let's get into the next request. This one comes from Not Luke. BTQR back to $7 by end of day, he asks. What's BTQR?
I don't know. It makes me think of like a Burger King.
BS Square Corporation.
BTQ. Burger King quarters.
BTQ, no?
BTQR.
BTQR. Oh, he might have spelt it. Okay, maybe BTQR is a coin, a new
Next one.
Yeah,
It's
next
nothing.
one. Let's do it. Yep, I'm not sure what that is. Not Luke. You'll have to come back and let us know. Next one is from the Salt Mine. Request ALGO and RUNE. Short, long-term thoughts. Thank you. ALGO and RUNE, guys.
Algo's having a hell of a day if I do remember correctly. I think it was up like 20%.
Yeah, almost. Algo
Yeah.
is just going, gone.
Got myself some algo. Making 6% on that just for holding it.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you are not already in Algo, well, that's not true. Honestly, you could probably buy Algo here, and it looks like it's going to keep going up. It's risky, in a sense. You're going to have to take a smaller position. Set your stop below like 76 cents. But it's a very strong looking trend. I wouldn't be surprised if we went up and retested like $1.50, $2 from here first before we even got a pullback. So Algo looks good. I would just keep holding on to it. I have a little bit of Algo. I'm still just holding on to it. So, you know.
All right.
Let's
Hold the line on Algo.
Algo. Yeah. I bought Algo, looks like for 37 cents a share back in September 4th.
Very nice, very nice. What is what's the other one?
The
Was
RUNE.
Algo?
It was RUNE along with Algo. Yep.
All right.
And another. Just look at all these charts, just flying toward the moon.
Yeah. It looks great. This looks like a fantastic continuation signal. Look at this. So we come back.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, we kind of reset on our oscillator, and then we get our continuation signal at the same time that we make a new high while
Yeah,
we're
that's
bouncing off the baseline, and we get a momentum signal from our oscillator. So as you can see here, momentum bar crosses the dead zone, and we also
rising explosion
level. So
that's everything you could want.
yeah, this is a great continuation signal right here on RUNE. RUNE could go even further here. This honestly looks like it's just running up to go even more parabolic. This looks really incredible. So I would just, if you're in RUNE, I would keep holding. If you were to look for an entry, this would be a good spot. Your stop would be, let's see, where would our Quadrigo based stop be?
Have you guys not been hearing much from me?
We're hearing.
You're talking about that person who's like, "Where's Jason?" I don't know what he's talking about.
No. But for some reason, my screen just flashed and said, "Your mic is on." I'm like, "Wait, has my mic been off the whole time?"
No, you've been good.
Okay, good. Thanks.
So yeah, our stop would essentially be right below this entire candle. So if we were to retrace this whole candle, then we'd want to be out, right? And that's where Quadrigo is telling us too. You know, essentially, if we end up down here, we'd want to be out of the trade. So, okay, cool. So the trade makes sense. Everything is firing. I think RUNE is good to go. So ALGO and RUNE are good, but RUNE actually has an entry for us, whereas ALGO, we're kind of picking it up in the middle because it looks really nice, and we're just hoping. Out of the two of them, RUNE is the one that has the trade on the table that makes sense. There's like a setup here that makes sense. So make of that what you will. What's next?
Let's get into the next request, guys. This is Amazon. Crypto Bull. Double knows the timestamps. That Crypto Bull requesting Amazon.
Let's look.
You guys heard of the big shakeup over the weekend, right? Bezos is stepping away from Amazon. Somebody else is going to be taking the helm.
I did hear that. I would suggest to you that Amazon is kind of bearish here in this spot. Let's look at the monthly. If we were looking at a daily chart, what would you hear me say, guys? I don't like it. We're at resistance. We have to break this level for me to be interested in this. Right now, it looks like we are pumping volume up into resistance. Certainly on the daily, I would say that this is kind of reminiscent of a distribution area. So I see here a buying climax. I see signs of weakness. So what are you talking about, Alex? It's Wyckoff. Here we go. So this is what a distribution area looks like in a Wyckoffian, distribution pattern. So there's the point of supply. There's the buying climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, sign of weakness, up thrust, last point of supply, last point of supply, last point of supply, signs of weakness, and then breakdown. And then sometimes there's also an up thrust above distribution, which you can see like this. So kind of suckering people into, oh look, there's Bennett. Hey Bennett. Kind of suckering people into a bull trap here on the up thrusts above distribution. So this is what my eyes are kind of seeing in this spot right here. I'm super not interested in Amazon unless we closed back above 35. If we did do that, then that would be a really great long signal that Amazon had another run in it. But until then, I'm really looking for a breakdown here. It's
all right.
Many months we've been hovering here. Just trading sideways.
Many moons.
Yes. I mean, look at that.
But you just
here we are. Yeah. With how overextended we are. Maybe not overextended, but just with how much we have pumped over the years. Certainly, you would say, I want a new high before I'm convinced that we're going to continue onwards. Because right now, all we've done is trade sideways since August of last year. That's it. I haven't done anything else. So, okay.
Let's get into the next.
What zooming out can do.
Yep, let's do it, guys. Let's get into the next one. I have two questions related to this. Let's get it on screen right now. All right, good. This was a $5 super chat from Mr. Wally.
Be the man, Wally.
He was asking, being that today is the CME Futures on Ethereum hype date, did something happen? Could something still happen? Was it a non-event, he asks. And Boris Bitcoin asks something similar. Hey, do you guys think CME launching Ethereum Futures will cause a downwards momentum on Ethereum? The ticker, of course, is ETH1.
I think it could. For those of you who don't know, CME Bitcoin Futures opened on at basically the top. So if we go back in time to 2017, this is Coinbase. There we go. Oh look, CME Futures opened at 20,475. And what happened when it opened? Bitcoin did nothing but dump for 2 years. So there is speculation that Ethereum may see something similar happen where institutional investors come in, they look at the price, they see it's overextended, and then naturally they short the shit out of it. I don't know, guys. Ethereum is at resistance right now. It is kind of overextended.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it would be relatively... It would be relatively par for the course for us to break down from here and then just kind of screw everyone over while institutional investors get in just in time to make a buttload of money off of Ethereum dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum was so weak here. Remember, this is a lot of weakness actually, and then we pump up right, for one more week up into the Ethereum Futures offering on the CME. I don't know. Maybe it's the conspiratorial conspiracy believer in me that's a little suspicious of it. But
So you're saying it's gonna go down now, huh?
Yeah. Tell you what, we'll add Ethereum to our watch list the same way we've got Bitcoin CME, but this chart won't be much good to us for quite a while yet.
Yeah.
We'll say we can at least see what institutional investors are doing on lower time frames here.
Is it just the one parentheses, just like the Bitcoin futures?
It's just F1 exclamation point. BTC one.
Nice.
What's next?
Keep an eye on that.
Indeed, definitely going to keep our eye on the CME. We'll see it and observe if there's any of that gap closing phenomenon that's become so famous in Bitcoin land. Thank you to GB Wally, by the way, for the $5 super chat. Always count on Wally to come through with the generous super chats. Much love to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see here. We've got 5 to 10 minutes, depending how you measure, left in the show. And I've got maybe 8 requests still left, guys. If we didn't get to your request today, I apologize. But you know how these things drag on. We only have so much time. Try to do them all. All right, I see ETH1 just requested Tron. Just coincidentally, I have Tron next on my list. Nuno Riaz requesting Tron USDT.
122 likes, 1 dislike. It really pissed someone off out there.
Whoa, quite a big day on Tron. Are we long Tron? Did I?
No, you would have known if you were long Tron.
It looks beautiful here. Tron looks really great. I expect follow through on Tron. If you're long, I say stay long.
And it's a big day for Tron.
Yeah. For everybody else, I would look to score longs somewhere between 38, 36, like maybe a pullback down just a little bit. Or you may just want to get in. I can't guarantee that. But if we were going to pull back, we would pull back down towards 38 cents.
Yep, I agree. Point of control is perfect.
Did I not put up a TRX long?
Looks like you had that inverse head and shoulders mapped out.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you guys know I don't pattern trade. I just kind of use this to give me an idea of what price may do. There was a reason we didn't take the loan. Oh well. Anyway, it looks really good. I would suggest to you that it's likely to continue. What's next?
All right, Tron looking hella fresh. Thank you to everybody requesting Tron today. Let's get into the final few requests. All right, next one is BNB for Crypto Bull, requesting BNB Bitcoin and BNB Ethereum.
Ooh, okay. Let's look at BNB Ethereum first. It's pretty bullish. Weekly. This is still our downtrend. This is looking a little bit like we've got a descending broadening wedge here we formed. I like BNB here against Ethereum. I like this on lower time frames. We've got room to move up here and still be below, you know, any kind of true downtrend.
Yeah, I think you could take it at least up to that past resistance there.
Yeah. You know, maybe the linear trend makes a little bit more sense here. Let's take a look. Yeah, okay. You know, this has good visual sense. Okay, so BNB breaks out against ETH. We come back down and kind of peg the start of the breakout here. I think it's got potential. And then BNB Bitcoin had been strong. I believe it's down today. We're just at a high on BNB Bitcoin. There's nothing to do here on BNB Bitcoin right now. If we were to close back above, what is that, 200,000 sats? Yeah, 200,000 sats, then that would be really interesting. But for now, this looks kind of looking like we just kind of swung back up and retested the point of control. We could easily come back down here on BNB Bitcoin. So for that reason, I wouldn't want to pick it up in this area. But if you could score some down here, then that makes more sense. You got a nice support level we've built. All right, we got a next one.
Okay, guys, the show's drawing to a close, and we've only got time left for a few more. So let's take a look here. I'm going to name off what's left, and you tell me which ones you want to do, Alex. We got AAVE on the list. We've got a question here about FET USD. We got 1 inch in the graph. We have Rose and Decred, and finally Serum. So I'll name them again. AAVE, GRT, 1 inch, Rose, Decred.
Let's just sweep them real quick.
What?
Let's just sweep them real quick. Let's do AAVE first.
We have Howard a meeting, man.
Oh yeah,
that's right. We got to go to a meeting. So, Alex, your choice, dealer's choice. AAVE, 1 inch, GRT, Rose, Decred, any of those?
AAVE, like the rest of the DeFi coins, looks weak here. We're still at resistance. 1 inch. Not terrible here, but we're crossed under, and we don't have a signal yet, so there's nothing.
Should be out. Yeah.
What's the other ones?
Rose. GRT.
Rose. Yeah, Rose continuing. Like I said it would. Just keep holding. What's next?
GRT.
GRT at resistance right here. Still below $1. As long as we close below $1, then I'm not interested in it. But if we stay closed above $1, then it could continue. I would just be very cautious in this spot. I would, keep holding for now.
1 inch.
I
did 1 inch already. Finally, Rose or Decred?
DCR would be the last one.
I guess just keep holding. I definitely wouldn't buy any in this area. We're starting to get a continuation signal, but it's just too overextended for me to want to take it.
All right.
There was someone that did bring up one coin that we never got to. If we could, just real quick, throw Litecoin up, and then we're done with requests. I don't think we've done Litecoin.
Looks good here for continuation. You could at least take it up to a retest of the previous all-time high. But if it follows along with, you know, basically almost every other coin, then it'll probably make a new high.
There you have it, folks.
Yeah, a lot of it will depend on what Bitcoin does here. If we hold this high or not, if we break down from this area or not, we'll see what actually happens. But you know, our hope is that alts just keep running, and then we're all super rich, and then we'll go live on an island or something.
Yes,
we're all just super rich.
That describes very accurately what the plans here are. But till then, guys, it's gonna be get rich or die trying, or get liquidated trying, I suppose, is another way to look at it. But sorry we couldn't get to every last request, although we did knock out like 98 of 104 of them. So great work, Alex. You know how we do here at CC. It's all about the rapid fire analysis. You want to show me another show that covers like 100 different markets every day, 5 days a week? Yes, and your requests, not even super chat requests, guys. We do them all. Just you could be completely new to our channel, and we still look after you. All right, guys, we do have a staff meeting to get to, so we do got to wrap. We got to move to wrap. We had a knockout day today. I can't help but notice over 150 still watching. Well over 100 likes.
Mention that poll. Let's see how we're doing there.
Yeah, let's quickly revisit the poll, and then we're gonna move to wrap. Pulling up the poll right now. Here we go. Let's get that poll right up here. All right, let's drag this window up a bit. Here we go, today's poll. Now that Tesla has announced it will be accepting Bitcoin, will you still be buying a Lambo with your crypto gains, or will you be considering buying a Tesla? Let me refresh the page so I get the most accurate results. 69 votes so far in the poll. It seems like the yes, no, I'm getting an EV, it's a Tesla baby, is still leading the poll by 60%, but hot on its tails, I'm all in on XRP, and the best I can afford is a 97 Toyota Corolla, says 30% of respondents. A lot of Corolla drivers in here. That's okay. Smart money.
I know you guys don't watch the Super Bowl, but there was a big commercial on from GM that's basically, the commercial was, "We're coming for you, Norway," and it's all about EV vehicles. Like that's all they're working on.
Yeah, they have that new EV Hummer that they've been showing off.
Yeah, I saw
it looks super good. And I guess
nice Cadillac one too.
I've heard people suggest that GM going hard on EV is bad for Tesla.
Of course,
could be.
Of course. The mainstream manufacturers can do a lot of stuff that Tesla just can't, right? They push a lot of volume, and they've been at the mass production game for a long time now, guys. So they have really worked out a lot of the manufacturing kinks that Tesla is still struggling with. So indeed, I think we're going to be seeing a race, an EV, an arms race among the automotive manufacturers for EV technology. But let's not underestimate what Tesla has accomplished to date. Tesla does big things. All right, guys, we have that in the bag. It's been another great entry in the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update series. This is it, guys. It's your host, Crypto Jack, moving to wrap this Monday up. Got to go to a staff meeting, like I said, so this is it. Much love to our audience.
More likes than people viewing, and I love that.
Yes, thank you so much for the likes, guys. Thank you to everybody who supports us. It's it's great to be here, guys, and it's even made sweeter by these all-time highs in the market. It feels so good. But that's all I got to say for now. Much love to everybody. See you tomorrow.
Yep, throwing the Discord link out in the chat there for anyone who's new. Come join us in the Discord. It's free. It's where we keep the conversation going after the show, in between shows, and a lot of cool people in there, a lot of smart people instead of the troll boxes you're used to. So check it out.
That's it, guys.
Stay safely. Let's